Readjusting. So what's going on by you, Jer?
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 33 years ago, I was a dumbass. But today, 33 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now I'm a smartass. Yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. I'm saying all that to say this. There are a lot of people out there struggling, even with health. I'm a nutritional health coach. I'm a recovery coach. All my services to you are free. Please, please reach out. I want you to know someone is listening. And if you think my book can help someone, because I sure do, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing, BAM, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can go to my website, www.geripetito.com. Please subscribe to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel. And I've got some cool news. My book is now on audio with my voice. My producer here, Ruben Rodriguez from Iron Horse Films and Hamilton Radio, is now doing that. So if you want your voice on your book, let me know and I'll hook you up. Simon & Schuster wanted to do audio for me, but you know what? I wanted my voice telling my story, not someone else's. So let me know about that. Before I introduce, one more thing. Listen, guys, if you truly, truly, truly cannot afford my book, please reach out to me about that as well. Now, before I introduce my incredible guests, I want to give a shout out to just a couple sponsors today. Okay, I have Stormin Norman Selden, 732-245-4777, www.storminnormanselden.com, booking dozens of attractions for concerts and performances on venues of all sizes. Guys, he's got from a 5 to 12-piece band, and he is a monster on keyboards. He came here live with his keyboard. It was unbelievable. And a lot of people don't know this, but he helped get Larry Chance from the Earls back in the day started. Larry was like family. The song Remember Then? Listen, Larry, we all love and we all miss you. Rest in peace, Angel. Storman's doing something else now for seniors. He's giving piano and keyboard lessons. So if anybody's stuck at home or they're bored or they want to learn, give me a shout out, give Norman a shout out. Then we've got Ken Ryan and Linda Garofalo, The Way It Used to Be, singing songs from the 50s to the 80s, a tribute show to the greatest music and voices of all time. And Ken also sings Elvis for me, baby. Thank you very much. And I want to give a huge shout out to both of them because they're beautiful people inside and out, and they do so many fundraisers. They're amazing. And then last today, certainly not least, John Bishop, a.k.a. Johnny B., singer-songwriter, host of the Entertainment Luncheon South, a nonprofit network created for the creative. He's also the partner in the Joey D and Johnny B. Oldies band. And I want to give a shout out to him and his wife, Linny, because what they do is unbelievable. Once a month, by invite only, they put together this entertainment luncheon. And it's $20. You get great lunch. You get incredible entertainers. And they don't keep a penny of it. So they're amazing, okay? So a huge thank you to them for what they do. They keep us all out there. So now, I would like to introduce my really cool guest, all right? Randie O'Neill, say hello to everyone.
Woo! Hello, everyone. How you guys doing out there?
How you doing, girl?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm so happy to be here and we can actually chat. I'm thrilled.
Okay, we're finally going to be able to chat. Okay, yes, we are. So, do me a favor. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself. We'll start there.
Oh God, where to start? A singer-songwriter, indie artist. And somewhere along the line, I took, what I went through as a child with an alcoholic stepfather, abusive, worked through that, went into counseling, and then I took my story, my messages, and now I started writing. And a lot of it started out as therapy, working through some issues. And so now I have fun with music, but there's always music with a message, trying to inspire, trying to motivate, and trying to keep myself sane.
So, you're an award-winning singer-songwriter.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, let's start there. Come on, brag.
God, it doesn't come natural. Okay, yeah. During COVID, I really dug in deep and had to take my own advice in working through the stress. And I was going to stay creative, and that's hard to do when you're anxious. You're out of your creative brain, right? And I tried really hard, and I got dumped, and I wasn't seeing anybody. And I thought, what can I do with that? And I wrote this song because what do you do when you get dumped? You get all dressed up, and you go into town and you pretend it doesn't matter. But we couldn't do that. It was COVID. So I wrote a song about it called The Queen of the Barstool Two-Step. And I had won awards before for I'm Not That Girl. It was the first one, a New Jersey Arts Award for that one. But this one was an international singer-songwriter. This was World Songwriting Association. I think I have 4 awards from that one song, including Video of the Year, Best Modern Country. So I'm really, really thrilled about that one. I wrote a song, Queen of the Barstool Two-Step. I just thought that was really cool.
That is cool. So, Caden introduced us, correct?
That's correct.
Caden Gordon. I love you, Caden. He's an incredible young man, the hardest working young man I've ever met. And he's just incredible with what he does, right? With all the indie stars, with the music. And he gets me great guests. I love you, kid. God bless you, Caden.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. And I actually got to meet him in person, actually in Tennessee.
That's pretty cool.
He invited me to Autism Awareness, Autism Tennessee. And I'm like, I'm going. So I drove down on a Friday, 11 hours.
Oh, wow.
I spoke up Saturday. We did the show. Got to meet Kate, and he was busting. We had some great artists there. It was amazing. And then I drove home.
Alone?
11 hours.
Alone?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't drive far alone anymore. I used to do it too, state to state. Not anymore. I'm too old, baby. So,
yeah, I get in my little Subaru and I go.
So, all right. So now, let's go back a little bit. All right?
Okay.
All right. Do you talk about your age? You don't have to. It's up to you. There's a reason I always ask.
I don't willingly throw it out there.
That's okay. There's a reason why I ask, because a lot of people think they're too old to do something, and I want them to know they're not. But when you were...
And I don't say my age because of that stigma.
It's crazy.
It doesn't stop me. I don't care.
No.
But, there's so many people that, the stigma of the young artist and who can do what and, getting gigs that I don't offer it. If people want to know, fine. But if you think I'm fun and get it done and you like my music, let's make it happen.
The reason I ask is this. So growing up, who were some of your musical influences?
And that's really an easy question because I was inspired by the women in music who were getting it done because it was not an easy time for music. You did not hear 2 chick songs on the radio ever, and there are women who fought that fight. Pat Benatar, Joan Jett, Dolly Parton.
Amazing, right? Incredible.
Amazing, and we're still fighting a fight. But we've gained a lot of ground that I don't think youngsters are really truly aware of, how amazing it is and why Taylor Swift can do what she's doing, and Beyonce, and the fights that came before them. And those people inspired me because I was too timid to get up and sing my voice, is to sing my song, and they did. and they didn't care, and I love them.
That's amazing. That's a great story. So now, this might be a hard question to answer. Um, we all have those songs that resonate with us growing up. They were our songs. But do you have one or two that you could speak of?
Promises in the Dark, Pat Benatar.
Okay.
And I like that it's one she wrote. It's her song, and I love that. There's others like Cher only wrote one song called Jesse James, but people don't even know about it. She wrote it with Greg Allman, and I love that too. There's certain songs. I know a lot of REO Speedwagon.
Okay.
Time for Me to Fly
Okay.
was another one. Those two, I think, resonated, like stick in my mind instantly as what I needed when I needed to be inspired.
Very
I
cool.
put those on repeat.
So, okay, we have four of your songs we're going to be playing today, and then we'll talk about each one. But before we play one, I have another silly question. I love asking silly questions to singers and entertainers, okay?
All right,
So-
let's hit it. I can't wait.
When you were younger, did you walk around singing everywhere?
Ooh, I started singing like people knew I was singing, I think to the end of high school into college. And I couldn't do it in front of anybody,
Oh.
Here's my story. Here we go.
Okay.
I started playing guitar in 8th grade. I loved it. I played every single day. I couldn't wait for practice, my lessons. One day I came home, my guitars were gone. Gone. They had sold them. So I sat on the curb and I'm like, okay, I can sing. I can sing, but I was scared. I was like kind of beaten down. It took a while for me to sing loud and proud to radio, and then people would catch my voice. And for me to say, okay, somebody said, you're going to write a song. And I'm like, what am I going to write about? I got nothing to write about. And they're like, just come up with something. And I'm like, well, maybe I can, And that wasn't until I think the middle of college that I put that all together.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry about your guitars. How old were you when that happened?
That was 8th grade.
Okay. It's like 12-ish or something.
I mean, as abused as I was, and in every way possible, that was, parents not supporting. That was the ultimate. Parents are giving me nothing. There's no support. They don't care who I am, what I want, what I do.
So, music saved your life.
It did.
Yes.
It helped me work through all of it and
Yes.
stand up.
Yes. Okay. So now, you know how to play the guitar. Do you know how to play any other instruments?
Barely. Well, I've been playing guitar, I think, 10 years. It took me till 10 years ago till I could pick up the guitar and seriously play. I knew chords and stuff like that.
Okay.
I considered a singer up until that time. I dabble in keyboards, so I am probably going to take you up on the keyboard lessons because I really want to get better at that. I keep promising myself, and I've worked through some tutorials and stuff. So it's basically guitar.
Okay. So now, I want to touch base a little bit on your songwriting before we play a song, because I'm an author and I'm a poet, and I wrote actually a song with someone from back in the day. He said, you can do this, and we wrote a Christmas song, and he did most of it. He'll say I did. No, he did. All right. But I'm not a songwriter, so I'm a poet. But
Okay.
I love all that. So let's talk a little bit about some of your songwriting first. What usually comes first for you, or is it mixed? The music or the words?
Lyrics, almost always.
Okay.
I think there's only one song that a keyboard player brought to me, and he's like, can you put words to this? And it's a song I wrote called Echoes. And it's the only song out of I don't know how many that I started with. Someone gave me a melody, and I put words to it. So always start with melody, almost always chorus back into verse. And that can vary. That
Yeah,
can shift as you go.
Do you remember? You might be too young for this, but do you remember a song "Who Wears Short Shorts"?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Because I'm 63, and I say that to say this, that I'm an old soul. I feel like I was born too late. All my music I love is oldies, Elvis, and doo-wop. And you can't take the rock out of me, of course. Everyone you mentioned I love. I've seen so many concerts, you can't. But that's where my heart is. Danny Sabatino from the Royal Teens was live in our studio recently, a few weeks ago, who wears short shorts, okay? Well, this is why I'm bringing this up. He told us that the music came first for that song, and listen to this. They were teenagers, and they got together, him and his buddies, and they put this music together, and they brought it to the producer, to the record company, because you could walk in back then, you know?
Yeah,
And they
back in the
said,
day.
this is great, but we need words. And they all looked at each other like, words? How do we do that? They get in their car to go hang out, and they driving, and they see someone back in the day. We're talking the early 60s, in short shorts. And they started singing in the car, and that's how that song came to be.
That's a great story.
Okay?
I like that.
I had to
like
just
that.
tell you
Yeah.
that because it's so cute. But all right, so now when you write your songs, okay, the words, okay, based on our little chat we had and all that, and based on your backstory and mine with the drugs and all that, when you write your songs, do you ever cry while you're doing it?
Oh my goodness. Absolutely. A song called Daddy's Pride. I was actually in a songwriter's workshop with Ellis Paul and Dan Navarro, who
There you
wrote
go.
We Belong for Pat Benatar, right? And everyone knows Ellis Paul.
Yep.
And it gave me a prompt called Pride. And I'm like, I'm a daughter of an alcoholic. I don't even have any pride, even at this age. And I thought, well, that's the song, right? And I wrote the song in 20 minutes in the time frame they gave us. And I never changed a note of it. My producer never changed a note of it. And I didn't think I could get through the studio session without bawling. It's one of those songs. There have been a few others. Vance Gilbert got me to cry for I'm Not That Girl. I'm like, oh, stop, for a performance workshop. So, but Daddy's Pride is probably the biggest.
Okay. All right. So now let's give everyone a treat. Producer, we'll play one of the songs. Play one of the songs. It's coming, baby. It's coming.
I can start. No.
We're having a major storm here, so there might be a speck of a tech issue. That's why. We had such a storm last night that the house shook. We thought everyone in town is talking about it. We thought a bomb went off. That's how loud it was.
Oh my goodness.
No, really.
Terry, what's the name of the song again?
It doesn't matter. One of them.
Oh, one of them.
Oh, I'm
was
sorry,
like-
Ruby.
I was looking for
that
Daddy's
song.
Home.
Just play one song and then she'll talk about it. Yep.
Okay.
Here we go.
Found myself in a whole new town, bounded by people that
It's a good song. It's just not mine.
That's not her song. We have a little bit of tech difficulty going on.
Yeah, that's all right. Take your time.
Do you see Randy O'Neill's? There were 4. Sorry. Oh,
Sorry, wrong O'Neill.
right. We had Ryan O'Neil.
It's
Okay,
my
sorry.
cousin.
Silly boy. All right, there you go.
Yeah, here we go.
All morning long, they're playing my song. Alone by day, but it won't end that way. Lips
Wonderful. Now tell us about this song.
Okay. I said a little bit about the backstory about breaking up, and I think the most empowering thing for a songwriter is write to a prompt. You could say, all right, I have this issue, I want to write about it, and it's really empowering as a songwriter. And this was one of the songs that kind of meets that criteria. And what's interesting about the song is the structure is really doesn't follow any traditional patterns. It starts out and then evolves, because this song was kind of a knockdown with me and my producer. We had tempo and feel and sound, but what lines we were using, he's like, he didn't like that line, and I like this line. He's like, well, stick it there. And it was just one of these songs that just kind of kept evolving, and the structure of it kept, shifting. Because what I wanted to use as the bridge, he's like, no, that's a refrain. And it really was a negotiation, probably one of the biggest negotiations I had with my producer.
That's so cool.
Getting the sound of it and where lines were going to fit. There were some lines I wouldn't give up, and some I reworked. And then he worked a section, and I'm like, but that doesn't fit what I wrote. And then he's like, rewrite it. And it was like, oh, so I had to go home and rewrite and bring it in the next day. So this song was a really big, the meat and bones were there, but it was a really lot of cherry picking to get it done. And at the end, I think it was, some of our best work, maybe in the minds.
Oh, that's cool. So about how many songs have you written?
I write a lot of songs. I'm not like the most prolific writer. I might throw something down, and if I don't think it's going anywhere, I might abandon it. Otherwise, I really stay with it. I like that I can write from prompts. That way I could go, okay, I'm going to sit today and I'm going to write. I'm not one who's going to write every single day.
Okay.
Like that. I find there are certain times where I'm going to write like 4 or 5 songs, and then I'll work on them, and start performing them, getting ready for this routine, which ones are going in the studio, which aren't, and then I might write some more, fill in here and there. I know when I went in the studio for Heart and Soul, I needed one more song. I wanted to do 6, and I didn't have a 6th song. So there I was. I had to go home and write. I'm like, I'm going to write a murder ballad about domestic violence, and I'm going to write Olivia. And it didn't start out Olivia, it started out Louise. And I'm like, that name is not flying at all. And then I did a Google search of the time period, and the most popular name was Olivia. I'm like, how singable is Olivia? So I wound up going with that.
That's cool.
So.
Okay, very cool. So, producer, let's play a second song, and then you'll talk about this song.
All right.
In the morning light, it really shows off the town where everybody knows. What happens then comes back around. You better hope no one makes a sound. Sneaking in and then you're sneaking
telling your daddy.
All right, come on, girl. Tell us about this song.
What do y'all tell your daddy? I love
Okay.
it.
All right, it's crazy.
Okay, where'd this come from? All right, I worked with troubled youth, right, in a school. I worked with some tough kids, you know. And there was this one girl. She was hard as nails, man. And one day she came in and she was bawling. And I could not console her. I couldn't get her to stop, and I was scared. I'm like, what happened, you know? And she's like, all she could get out was, my mama found out. And I had everything I had to do not to laugh. Because we all as kids had those moments where we did stupid crap that we know we didn't want to get back to our mama, you know? And it's still, she didn't worry about the police. She didn't worry about the principal or anything. She was falling apart because her mama caught her doing something she shouldn't have been doing. And I went home that night and I wrote this song, Don't Tell Mama. And it's just a lot of fun, you know?
That's so funny. That's so funny. You know, growing up, all my mom used to say is, wait till your father gets home, you know, if we were bad, you know what I mean? So I would say, don't tell daddy.
Yeah.
Don't tell Papa.
True. Okay, so you don't want your parents to know, and that doesn't get played.
Right.
Don't tell your parents.
No, right. That's right.
So
Absolutely.
Mama just sings better. But yeah, you don't want your parents knowing the dumb crap you're doing as a kid.
Oh my
I still don't want my parents to know stuff I did last week. So
Okay.
there's that.
So now, so your parents are alive and well?
No, I'm down to literally just my mom. I had
Okay.
2 sets of parents at one point, you know, stepmom, stepdad, and, you know, all that. And it's just now my mom.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, when was the last time you've written a song?
Actually, just last month, I
Okay.
was invited to do a Songwriters in the Round with the Rhode Island Songwriters Association. And I didn't realize, as part of their songwriting experience, that all the songwriters had to write a song to a prompt.
Okay.
So I wrote a song called These Walls, I think it's called. A really powerful song that I didn't like at first, but now I think I am going to use it on my next album.
Oh, okay.
The prompt was if these walls could talk. And I'm like, holy cow, my walls could talk growing up, you know? And then I thought, would anyone listen? You know, and it was a really powerful song about child abuse inside a house that nobody knows about but the walls.
Wow. So they gave you the prompt?
Everyone, it was, you know, when you do Songwriters in the Round, you have like 4 songwriters and you take turns singing, Nashville style it's called. And all of us had to write a song from the prompt,
The same prompt.
same prompt.
Oh, that's so cool.
Isn't it cool?
Yes.
Songs were so different. Mine's just intense that, you know, everyone's bawling in the audience, you know, and they're playing these playful little, you know, child songs. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, but it was so funny how different
Wow.
the songs were from the prompt.
Yeah, that's really, I love that. Holy cow.
I love that. In
okay.
fact, I'd love to bring that to this area. You know, Jerry, you and I aren't that far apart.
Where do
you
you
know,
live?
I'm across the border now in Easton. I was in Pompton Lakes for many years. Now I'm in Easton, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Ruben, do you know how far Easton, PA is from Trenton?
Easton?
Yeah.
From Trenton?
Yeah.
About an hour or so.
About
Hour
an hour,
40.
40 minutes.
Oh, okay. About an hour and a half then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, you never know what 2025 will bring, right, Randy?
I know. I have a show in Delaware, and it sounded so far. It's in Wilmington, and it's like an hour 15, and I'm like, that's November 30th. I'm so psyched for that show. It's at a record store, Squeeze
Oh,
Box.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's cool.
That's going to
So-
be a fun one.
That's cool. So now we have 2 more songs, Ruben? Yep. So let's play one more, and then Randy will talk about this one.
Okay.
Sitting at the bar like I did the night before. He buys a drink and I know what he thinks. Looking fine, he's
us about this song.
Okay. Yeah, you meet someone at a bar anywhere, and you're looking for a relationship. You want a relationship, and you're like meeting someone. They're nice. And you're waiting for the spark. You're waiting for the spark. You're going out. You're doing things, and it's just not there. You know, they're coming around. They're doing all the right things, all saying all the right stuff, showing up on time, and it's just a dance. You know, you're waiting for the spark, and it's kind of not there. And it's an interesting song because, again, my two barroom songs have done the best on like Spotify and radio and stuff, which is kind of interesting. This one was showing up on the pop charts too, which is really interesting. And I forget where I was going with this, but it was showing up on the pop charts, and it was a song about being bored. So yeah, I had to strike a medium between showing the boredom and not being into it, but not boring my audience. So this one was a dance even in the studio of hitting the right beats per minute and the right tone of the song. It's not an all-out rocker. It's not a ballad. It's just this in-between kind of moving along.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like how you describe that because you're right. I mean, of course you're right, but I mean that's what I heard as well. So that's pretty cool. Wow. Okay. So let me ask you, what was the longest it's ever taken you to write a song, perfect it, and record it?
There was a song that I will never play live called Little Boy Blue. It took me 5 years to write. I was on a crisis intervention team where it was called a flight team. And if there was a crisis at another school, this team would go and help that school mourn, right? And there was a crisis with a fifth grader went out in the middle of recess. He just took a header out the window, second story window. And it was probably one of the worst interventions I've ever done for a lot of reasons, you know, with this poor kid. And he was, you know, from a different country and not fitting in and, you know, a lot of things happening. And it just stuck with me. And I wanted to write about it, and I did. It's called Little Boy Blue, and it's on, it's not on, is it on I'm Not That Girl? I think it is, but I will never play it live. I just can't.
That's heartbreaking. Wow.
It is. It was a heartbreaking,
Wow.
you know, fifth grader. I mean, it was an elementary school.
Wow.
They, you know, they barely knew, you know, what was going on, and it was just a really, really challenging intervention.
Wow, okay. Well, I'm going to read a poem out of my book now then.
Okay,
All
cool.
right. So the reason why I like to read this poem, guys, is because a lot of people out there don't know their self-worth. They don't feel like they have anything to offer, anything to give, and they feel like they have no talents. And I'm here to tell you we're all born with some talent. Mm-hmm. All right. And we need, you know, my cousin we called him the garbage men back in the day. You know, I lived in Long Island City, New York, and the garbage truck would come down the street and my cousin would be waving at us. And, you know, we need garbage men. We need maids. We need, right? So everyone has an important role in life. I mean, could you imagine if we didn't have people taking out the trash? Think about that. Right? So I want everybody to understand that we all have something to offer, but we also have a talent. God didn't just pick certain people and say, I'm going to give them this talent, okay? But you have to figure out what that talent is inside of you and then utilize it and then share it. So I wrote this poem for you if that's you. It's called Utilizing Gifts and Talents. We are born with talents. We are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used. God's gift to us, not be abused. We can go far in life for sure, using our gifts to go on tour, like this lady's doing. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, but to spread a peaceful sound. Don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share, our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened, and then you can roar. Be proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, not keeping them at bay, your name, Randy O'Neill, baby, will live forever, girl, forever and a day. So go through life excited for what you sure can give. To yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. So make sure people smile with the breaking dawn. And Rand, that's what.
Thank you. I needed that. I needed that.
We all need that. We all need that, you know? And that's what you're doing. You're making people smile on many more levels than just your music, with everything that you're doing. So I want to thank you for all that, okay? And your music, of course, but for everything else, because you're an angel on earth, Randy. You really are.
Thank you.
You are. You are. So, all right, so let's play your fourth and final song, and then we'll have you talk about that one.
All right.
Here we go.
What do you say, Santa? Know my name, Santa. What do you say, Santa? Are you coming my way? I'm not sure if I'm naughty or nice. I guess some days I get it right. But 'tis the season for fa la la with a little eggnog. I don't know you at all. Working no play just ain't right. You'll keep spurting through the night. Jingle bells and my heart swells. Reindeer games, well, that's Santa's way. So what do you say, Santa? Do you know my name, Santa? What do you say, Santa? Are you coming my way? Deck the halls, those angels call. With the mistletoe, you kiss and go. Elves keep watching, and that's the price. 'Cause sometimes naughty is kinda nice. What do you say, Santa? Do you know my name, Santa? What do you say, Santa? Are you coming my way? Just check the list and check it twice. Gotta find out if I'm naughty or nice. Check the list and check it twice. Come on by and I'll be so nice. So what do you say, Santa? Do you know my name, Santa? What do you say, Santa? Are you coming my way? What do you say, Santa? Do you know my name, Santa? What do you say, Santa? Are you coming my way? Know my name, Santa? What do you say, Santa? Are you coming my way?
That's really cool. Come on, talk.
Okay, so I knew I was going to do a holiday song.
Yep.
Okay. And you have to, as a indie songwriter, you got to get them done early and get them released at end of October, November, So you're writing a Christmas song like in the heat wave of summer,
That's
right?
funny.
And unless you're in New Zealand, which has summer during holidays.
Yes, I actually have been there many times in Australia. I love it.
Yeah, but their seasons are
That's
opposite.
right.
So December is their summer. Well, me, I was in a heat wave and not feeling quite in the spirit. And I'm like thinking about Christmas. And I got to tell you, Elf on the Shelf creeps me out. Maybe because I had a history of abuse. I don't know. But the idea of somebody watching me 24/7, like who could live under that kind of pressure? Elf on a Shelf, you know, and there you are at a party going, is this going to get me on the naughty list? You know, because I'm having a few drinks or, you know, flirting, you know. So I really had a lot of fun with this one. And I decided to do an animated video for this.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, it is so much fun with dancing elves and my avatar flirting with Santa, you know. They really hit the right note with this animated video that's dropping December 1st.
That's pretty funny. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's not funny, but you know what I mean.
I do. I know, because his avatar is like bombshell me like 30 years ago. And I'm like, hey, it's an avatar. I can do what I want, you know.
That's
and
right.
he did all these dresses and hair, and oh my goodness, I gotta tell you, it was a lot of fun.
That's funny.
A lot of fun.
So now, Randy, we still have a little bit of time. I'm going to give you the mic. First of
Okay.
all, let everyone know how they can reach out to you, how they can buy your music. Do that first.
Okay. You know what? When you support an indie artist, it's best to go to their website. You can download music from their website. I have my merch page, because then we get most of the profits. You know, you listen on Spotify, and I love that, but it's 0.004 cents. You know, so if you're really supporting, you want to support an artist for free, Facebook, YouTube, all those likes really, really do add up when considering booking and other things. So lots of ways to support an indie artist. So check me out on YouTube. I put a lot into my videos, man. I have a good time with my videos. That's the videos are the ones that won, you know, the awards, because I just have so much fun with them. So my webpage is Randy O'Neill. Randy is RANDIE ONEIL. If you spell it with a Y, you get a baseball player, and that's just not fun. So yeah, you can find me all platforms. You know, if you find something you like, hey, take me home with you. That's always good. I love that.
So now I'm going to give you the mic, and I want you, in case there was anything you wanted to talk about, you forgot, you know, we didn't touch base on, the mic is yours, girl.
Okay. I also put a band together called the Werewolves of Summer, Randy O'Neill and the Werewolves of Summer. And we've been playing all over the place, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. I played here in the Lehigh Valley at the Steel Stacks, the Palette and Pour. I'm heading down to Squeezebox Music in Wilmington, Delaware. November 30th, that's right after Thanksgiving. So everyone wants to get out and do something that weekend. So come down to Squeezebox Records. We really, really do have a lot of fun. Love my fans. Always have stuff for you at my shows and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. And I don't know, I'm just having a good time, you know, with my music. I love music with a message, but I like it to be upbeat and, you know, not in your face. This is a downer. This is a message, you know. I like to write fun songs that mean something, you know, somewhere along the line.
Tell us who the members of your band are and how you got the name Werewolves.
Okay. I have Mindy Wells on drums or cajon, and I have James Potter on bass. And Jamie kind of found me. He liked my music, and he's like, hey, I play bass if you ever need one. And he knew Mindy. They're actually symphony trained artists, but we have a lot of fun. They're really, really top artists. And when it came to the name, it's a couple things coming together. My love of sci-fi and horror is there. I love, you know, werewolves. But it's more than that. It's a female-led band, but we're having fun. And I used to only be able to tour during the summer. So I came alive during the summer to the Werewolves of Summer.
Okay.
Now we're touring all over the place all the time. So but we're still werewolves at heart. So you could sign if you go to my website. You could join the fan club and join the wolf pack. So
that's cool.
Be a member, and you keep up to date on all things werewolves of summer.
That's pretty cool. All right, thanks for sharing that. I was wondering. So
Yes.
I want to thank you so much, Randy. This was a really cool interview. You're amazing. Again, I think you're an earthly angel. Never stop doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
People need you. And, the door's always open. And I want to let everyone out there know to please, please share this show. Okay? And next week, the producer will be putting it on a ton more platforms we're on. So, it was amazing. Randy, God bless you. I just think you're amazing, and thank you.
Oh, thank you, Jared. Thanks for having me. I know how busy you are and how hard it is to get on the show. So I thank you so much for making time for me and my music.
I'm glad you're patient. So, all right, guys, share this show and check out all her music, please. All right, producer, take us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do.
Just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true.
It's really true, is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri